Auditory display and sonification designers face a challenge. The sounds we make are imbued with meaning. Thus, we need to ensure that we're helping our audiences discover that meaning. So how can we effectively help people learn how to listen to these kinds of information-infused sounds? To explore this question, I conducted a close video analysis of a live performance of Switched on Pop. It's a podcast that teaches listeners how to listen to pop music critically and analytically. It's based on the premise that pop music isn't just junk food for your ears, rather it's a powerful vehicle to understand all kinds of musical concepts. Switched on Pop takes the stance that anyone can learn to listen with the ear of a musicologist with a bit of practice. They use all kinds of techniques for teaching sonic concepts, techniques that might apply to auditory display and sonification, which, like music, conveys meaning using the qualities of sounds. Okay, so we're here at ICAD because we primarily care about sound, right? So what is video analysis and why is it useful? Listening, like all human behavior, doesn't happen in a vacuum. We do it in the midst of the things and people around us. Video analysis lets us access that context. We can observe facial expressions and gestures, which help us understand how people listen with their whole bodies, not just their ears and brains. And because the video I'm analyzing is from a live event, we can see the interactions between the podcast hosts and their audience to consider how listening is an emergent social activity. So let's take a look at the specific video I analyzed, an 80-second clip about Britney Spears' year 2000 hit, Oops, I Did It Again. In this clip, the two hosts of Switched on Pop teach a live audience how the structure of the song, with its two-part chorus, reflects the theme of the song, which is about grappling with multiple conflicting identities. They do this through a participatory activity, a sing-along of the chorus, and they help the audience interpret the song through explanatory narrative. So, how do you do video analysis? Well, you watch the same clip over and over and over. As you watch, you create interpretive artifacts abstracting the data in the clip, like an ethnographer taking field notes. For example, I wrote several types of transcripts, created a visual storyboard that included gesture sketches. I even made a series of animated GIFs. Through all of this, what did I find? My analysis uncovered many themes, but here I'll touch on two. One, the sequencing of interaction, and two, the role of embodiment in sonic sensemaking. This is a structural diagram I drew analyzing the interactions of the clip, and here I've abstracted it into a sequence. First, the hosts and audience participate in a shared act of social listening, demonstrating what close listening looks like. Then the hosts set rules for the sing-along, one performs some karaoke. Next comes the audience participation sing-along. And finally, we have an extended section where the host interprets and explains what the audience should take away from this. The sequence bounces back and forth from demonstration to participation, and through this toggling, there's a buildup of suspense, which is resolved with a punchline of exposition and explanation. This is one proto-pattern of interaction, and perhaps patterns and sequences like these could be building blocks for auditory display and sonification designers as they teach audiences how to listen. Okay, second theme, embodied sonic sensemaking. When the host is interpreting the meaning of the two-part Britney Spears chorus, he uses all kinds of gestures which reinforce the language he's using to describe the song. He does a piano playing motion to punctuate the word masterful, and he popcorns his hands to punctuate multiple identities. Perhaps gesture is a kind of bridge between different kinds of sensemaking. Auditory sensemaking, linguistic sensemaking, even social sensemaking. They're all connected in the body and its movements. Finally, I'd like to leave you with a few future directions. I'll be continuing this work identifying interaction patterns that can help people learn how to listen, both by analyzing more examples and by applying them to sonifications through design practice. I'm curious how we, as designers, might foster this kind of embodied sense-making through data, sound, and storytelling. I hope this whet your appetite for how video analysis can help us understand how people interact with sounds by allowing us to consider embodied behaviors and environmental and social contexts. I think the ICAD community should be doing more video analysis, and I'd love to collaborate with anyone open to trying. This was just a glimpse into my work. For more findings, video, and a working paper, please visit my project website. Thanks.